else wanted a child.
One day, while the queen was admiring the castle pond, a small frog crawled up next to her.
Dear queen, in just a year's time you will give birth to a daughter. She will be a darling girl who grows into a great beauty.
For the frog had spoken the truth. For in a year's time, the king and queen gave birth to a beautiful daughter. They were both filled with joy.
We have been blessed with a beautiful daughter.
Let us hold a celebration. Let us dance. Let us sing.
Yes, this is a joyous occasion. Let us make merry and let the bells toll all across the kingdom.
Invitations were sent out across the kingdom inviting all to come to the festivities.
However, one woman, a witch, who lived in the corner of the kingdom, not known to the king's messengers, did not receive an invitation.
And so the celebration took place. There was singing and dancing and great merriment.
And each of the guests brought a gift for the new child. And one by one they laid the gifts at the foot of the baby's cradle. And one by one they celebrated the birth of the new child.
Unseen by everyone, the witch crept into the castle.
I guess I'm not good enough for you. I guess I'm not good enough to be invited to your little celebration. And so, the die is cast. I too have brought a gift. I shall cast a spell on this new child. In her 15th year, the daughter of the king and queen shall prick herself on a spindle and shall never wake up.
Then she disappeared. Everyone was so shocked at the witch's pronouncement that a great silence fell over the hall.
This cannot be so. Is there not someone who can reverse this awful curse?
At last, one of the guests stepped forward, one of the woodland fairies.
I cannot remove the spell that the witch has cast, but I can soften its blow. Your daughter will sleep as well as the entire kingdom for 100 years. She will be awakened with a kiss.
Somberly, the guests departed, but not before the king made a proclamation.
I command that every spindle must be burned immediately. Every one. Every spindle must be destroyed.
And so it was. Every spindle in the kingdom was destroyed. There was not one to be found anywhere.
Now it came to pass that the young girl grew up. She was both fair and beautiful. She was admired by all who visited the castle as a wise and modest young lady.
And it came to the day where the young princess turned 15 years old. On that day, her father and mother were away. The young maiden, filled with curiosity, went from room to room in the castle, looking for something to do.
At last she came to the tower in the far corner of the castle. She climbed the winding staircase, and there at the top was a wooden door. She pushed open the door, and inside the tiny room was a woman with a spindle. She was spinning long strands of flax.
Good day, old woman, and what might you be doing in this old tower?
Why, I'm spinning. I'm spinning this beautiful flax.
And what's that spinning around so merrily?
Come and see for yourself.
The young girl reached out. She had scarcely touched the spindle when she had pricked her finger. Evil spell fell upon her immediately, and she collapsed into a deep, deep sleep.
Indeed, the spell fell upon the whole of the castle.
The king and queen, who just returned from their journey, fell fast asleep, and all of the court fell into a deep trance.
The birds on the roof, the cow in the stable, and the pigs in the barnyard, and all the people fell fast asleep.
Around the castle there grew a great hedge of thorns. The hedge grew higher and higher up and over the castle, until nothing of the castle could be seen. Indeed, the castle disappeared under the great covering of thorns.
But the story of the princess spread far across the land. And from time to time, young men would come to the castle to try to pierce the thorny exterior and find the sleeping princess. And each one was caught by the thorns and died a most miserable death.
After many, many years, a young prince who had heard the story came to the kingdom.
I know within that thorny hedge and in that hidden castle there sleeps a beautiful maiden, Sleeping Beauty. Although she and the entire court have been asleep for more than 100 years, I will go and see her. I am not afraid.
Now it was time when the 100 years had passed, and it was the time that Sleeping Beauty was destined to wake up after her long, long sleep.
When the prince came up to the castle, he saw it was covered not by a hedge of thorns, but by garlands of beautiful flowers. He entered the castle and saw before him all the sleeping servants. He saw all the sleeping animals, all in the castle life, still asleep where they had fallen 100 years before.
At last he came to the old tower. As he opened the door at the top, he could see Sleeping Beauty on the floor. Slowly, he walked over to her, bent over her, and gave her a kiss. As soon as he kissed her, she awoke from her 100-year sleep.
What happened?
You have been in a deep sleep.
How long was I asleep?
You were cursed by an evil witch and were destined to sleep for 100 years.
At that moment, all the animals, the servants, and the king and queen were awakened. And once again, the castle was filled with joy and laughter.
And it came to pass that the prince and princess were married in a great celebration. And they lived very happily ever after.
Hi, I'm Natalie Yates, and I play the cow and narrator 2.
Hi, my name's Addison, and I play narrator 1.
I'm Charlotte, and I play narrator 4 and the frog.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Duncan, and I was narrator 3.
Hi, I'm Claudia Ferroni, and I played Fairy, Witch, and Pig.
Hi, my name is Ella Slash, and I played the Queen and the Princess.
Hi, my name's Andrea Unger. I played the king and the prince,